So what we have here is a picture of Rabbi Yosef Chaim MIMRAN. He's a person that someday I think will be very famous. I think he's probably a lot more white now than he was in this picture. This picture was taken like 10 years ago, I think, something like that. And he's just had a tremendous career going all over everywhere. Now the thing about it is that here he's writing about meditation, which is a sedentary. Let's say it's sedentary, but actually it's not. You could be meditating in any place, in a car, walking along a road, being involved in business. The techniques that he teaches us can be used everywhere. Yesterday, we spoke about music, and he wanted to analyze what is music. He wanted to analyze it in the sense that music is a series of vibrations. Vibrations which go all the way back to the core of creation, because he said this yesterday, he said that when God spoke, as the Torah says, what kind of speaking are we talking about? What kind of speaking am I doing now? I'm taking air from inside of my lungs. I have intention to do this from my head. My head wants to say these things. Brings air out through the vocal cords, and they're formed during the 5 different formations of speech, and they come out. That's actually vibrations, the rattling of the vocal cords, the pronunciations through the lips, and making them exact the way that we want them. This is speech, which is a form of vibration or waves. If we go deeper into it, we can understand vibrations, but as I said yesterday, there are possibly many different aspects of godliness that are coming at us, but we have no receptacle to receive it, so we don't know it's there. And that's the way that it was in regards to sound waves and light waves until the last 100 years or more. So maybe 150 years. So currently we work and we live in a very busy paced world, and we can lose easily our focus on what's really important. So here Rabbi MIMRAN is going to start teaching us techniques on how we could use this in our everyday life. It doesn't have to be that I take an hour tonight, and I'm going to between 8:30 and 9, I'm going to do this. Not a bad idea, but on the other hand, where our lives are, it could be difficult to get to this point. So let's see what he says now. Yesterday he spoke about music and how to create a meditative experience, we have to understand the basis of where sound waves come from. That will take you through the music itself, back to the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, as close as you could get. He writes like this in this section, part 10, which he calls commitment. And he writes like this, and this is from the Ibn Ezra in the Parsa Shmos, which in English is called Exodus. He writes, if the soul becomes wiser, it will stand on the level of the angels, which is a world, non-physical world, at a much higher level, also associated with the concept of music, and will be able to receive a greater light from that of the angels. At that point, it will be attached to his glorious name. So Rabbi MIMRAN writes, it is important that in order to be successful in meditation, it should be done daily, and there should be a commitment to continue the practice for a period of at least a month. Okay, now he's talking about formal meditation. He wants us to get into this. It usually takes between 30 and 40 days for the results of this type of meditation to manifest. You cannot begin a program of meditation without a certain degree of commitment. In order for it to have an effect, you must do it on a daily basis, spending at least 20 or 30 minutes repeating the mantra. Now, what mantra is he talking about? We know that I've seen the Sulam Aliyah from Rabbi Albertini and his group, lived 1,000 years ago, part of the Abalafia group perhaps, northern Italy. They would spend hours repeating the same phrases over and over again. If you have the merit to be able to look at the Shar Ruach HaKodesh, you will see all different kinds of meditations. It's hard for me to understand them. I have very little background. I really worked on it with Rabbi Yaakov Cronenberg, but it's not easy. So it really would be great if you could get somebody to teach you this, but I don't know who. If you do it every day, the effects become cumulative. However, when you miss or skip days, the cumulative effect is lost. Moreover, it takes several weeks of discipline with a mantra to attain a full level of a higher state of consciousness. Some effects may manifest immediately, but it takes a few weeks. It takes a few weeks before you experience the full effects. If you had the commitment, the results can be striking. Now, I'm thinking that the reason why I'm not so good at this is because I haven't developed the commitment, and I want to. But that's where we're at right now. And so my idea now is, he says to repeat the mantra over and over again, but I don't have the mantra yet. So we're gonna go over to this. Is going to be the end of this little shir. This is a little shir. It's the introduction to where he's really going to get into meditative techniques, and we'll see what's going to be. This is Baruch Fleischman, Tikkun Elevator Kollel, getting ready for the next year, really.